The auditorium is buzzing with excitement as thousands of spectators wait for the next act on America's Got Talent, The Champions. A low hum of whispers fills the air, but everything changes the moment the announcer calls out the name everyone has been waiting for, Marcelito Pomoy. Instantly, the crowd erupts into applause. The stage lights begin to shift, transitioning from bright gold to a deep, majestic blue. A spotlight slowly drifts from the ceiling until it lands directly on Marcelito, who stands alone on the circular platform at center stage. His posture is calm, almost motionless, but his presence demands attention. Even before he sings, the atmosphere warns the audience that something extraordinary is about to unfold. The judges lean forward. Simon Cowell folds his hands, studying Marcelito with an unreadable expression. Heidi and Alicia smile warmly, while Howie watches with cautious excitement. The music begins with a soft orchestral introduction, gentle strings, distant choral echoes, and a slow building crescendo that fills the room with anticipation. Marcelito closes his eyes. This small act instantly changes the mood. The audience goes silent, sensing his emotional connection to the performance. The camera zooms in, capturing a close-up of his face, calm but intense, prepared yet vulnerable. This is a man who has lived through hardships, who has risen from the streets of the Philippines to one of the biggest stages in the world. All of that emotion sits just beneath his expression. Then it happens. The first note escapes his lips like a warm beam of light. Soft, pure, and impossibly high. It is a female soprano voice so accurate that people in the audience blink in confusion, wondering if the track is pre-recorded. But no, the voice is his. The tone floats through the air with angelic clarity, and even Simon's eyes shift in surprise. There is an immediate reaction from the crowd. A collective gasp, a rush of whispering. A woman in the second row puts her hand over her heart. One of the camera operators instinctively moves in closer, capturing the magic in real time. Marcelito continues, layering emotion into every note. His voice resonates with the orchestral music as though it was meant solely for him. The deep blue lighting begins to brighten subtly, surrounding him with an ethereal glow, almost like a halo. In that moment, he doesn't just stand on the stage, he commands it. Every second builds anticipation for what everyone knows is coming. The switch. The moment he changes his voice and shocks the world. But even before that transformation, Scene 1 establishes the most important truth. Marcelito Pomoy is not just a singer, he is a phenomenon. By the end of Scene 1, the entire auditorium realizes they are witnessing the beginning of a performance that America will remember for years. The orchestral music swells gently, wrapping the theater in a soft wave of emotion. Marcelito Pomoy stands centered in the spotlight, still carrying the angelic soprano voice that opened his performance. Every note glides effortlessly, mesmerizing the entire auditorium. The judges remain captivated. Heidi leans forward, Alicia mouths, "Wow," and Howie's eyebrows rise in unfiltered astonishment. Even Simon, the unshakable critic, can't hide the flicker of surprise in his eyes. But then comes the moment everyone waits for. The moment that makes Marcelito a legend. As the music transitions into a deeper, richer orchestral movement, Marcelito steps slightly forward, opens his eyes, and takes a subtle breath. The shift is so small that only a trained observer would notice it. But that breath signals the beginning of something unbelievable. Suddenly, his voice drops. In an instant, the soft soprano transforms into a powerful male tenor, rich, bold, and commanding. The crowd reacts as if an electric current has surged through the room. People gasp. A few shout. A ripple of disbelief sweeps across the audience. It's not a gentle transition, it's an explosion, a dramatic reveal that shifts the entire performance into high gear. A woman in the third row stands up, covering her mouth. A man shakes his head, trying to comprehend the impossible. The camera cuts to Marcelito's wife, Joanne, who smiles proudly through teary eyes. She knows this is the moment that always changes everything. The judges' reactions become iconic in an instant. Heidi's jaw literally drops, and she puts a hand on Simon's arm in shock. Alicia whispers, "No way," while Howie bursts into laughter, not out of humor, but astonishment. Simon sits back, eyes narrowed, studying Marcelito like he's witnessing the rarest talent on earth. Marcelito's confidence grows with every note. His male voice is strong, dramatic, and filled with operatic depth. He navigates complex melodies with precision, hitting runs and resonant lows that echo throughout the theater. He doesn't just sing, he commands. Then, without warning, he switches back. The soprano voice returns, floating effortlessly above the orchestra. Then, another drop, back into tenor. Then up, then down, each transition seamless, flawless, and impossibly natural. It feels like two world-class singers performing in perfect harmony, but the world knows the truth, both voices belong to one man. The audience rises to its feet, some clapping, some screaming, some simply stunned into silence. The judges exchange looks that say one thing: this is history. By the time scene 2 ends, it is clear that Marcelito Pomoy is not just performing a song, he is reshaping what is possible on the AGT stage. The switch has become the moment America will never forget. The final section of the orchestral arrangement begins to rise, carrying an emotional weight that fills every corner of the AGT Champions arena. Marcelito Pomoy, having flawlessly switched between soprano and tenor multiple times, now stands fully immersed in the heart of the performance. The spotlight glows brighter, casting a warm, golden halo around him. Every single audience member is on the edge of their seat, waiting for his last, breathtaking move. Marcelito closes his eyes again, taking in the music as if it's flowing directly through him. Then, with perfect timing, he releases a soaring soprano high note, so pure, so clear, it feels as if the room momentarily stops breathing. The note lingers in the air like a beam of light, cutting through the silence. Cameras capture slow-motion shots of the crowd, eyes widening, mouths falling open, hands instinctively reaching toward their hearts. But Marcelito isn't finished yet. As the orchestra surges into the climax, he transitions into a deep, resonant male voice with flawless precision. It's the kind of note that seems to shake the very foundation of the stage. The combination of strength and emotional vulnerability sends chills through the audience. Even the judges, seasoned and experienced, look stunned. Simon's eyebrows rise, and his expression softens into one of genuine admiration, something he rarely shows. Marcelito lifts his chin slightly, preparing for the final sequence. The orchestra swells into its most powerful crescendo. The lights intensify, creating streaks of gold and white that dance behind him. With a final breath, he unleashes his grand finale, a rapid, seamless climb from his deep tenor into a stunning soprano peak. The transition is impossibly smooth. No crack, no hesitation, just pure, supernatural vocal control. The last note rings through the arena like a bell. Clear, perfect, unforgettable. For a moment, there is absolute silence. It's the kind of silence that only appears after something extraordinary, when the world needs a second to understand what just happened. Marcelito stands still, chest rising and falling, eyes slightly watery, overwhelmed by emotion. The spotlight remains fixed on him, capturing the raw humanity of the moment. Then, the arena explodes. The entire crowd rises to its feet in a massive wave. Applause crashes like thunder. People scream his name. Some fans wipe tears from their eyes. Heidi stands with both hands above her head, clapping wildly. Alicia shakes her head in disbelief, saying, "That was extraordinary." Howie beams from ear to ear, laughing from pure amazement. And Simon, slow, steady, deliberate, stands up. He gives Marcelito a nod that says everything: respect, admiration, and acknowledgement of greatness. The camera zooms in on Marcelito's face. He smiles softly, humbled but triumphant. He knows what just happened. This was not just another AGT performance. This was a moment that will be replayed, shared, and remembered for years. A performance America will truly never forget.